It is an absolutely freezing day in Austin, although I'm from Canada, so -1 isn't so bad. It's -30 back where I usually live. I wanted to share a message today from this book that I'm reading called The War of Art. I'm going to do that again. The War of Art. Well, some people have read it, some people haven't. I'll read it to you here. It's all about, basically, it's all about resistance in terms of what you're doing with your life and your time and the things, the resistance we feel up against when we are trying to do something we really want to do. So here it is. The line is, resistance cannot be seen, touched, heard, or smelled, but it can be felt. We experience it as an energy field radiating from a work in potential. It's a repelling force. It's negative. Its aim is to shove us away, distract us, prevent us from doing our work. And it's like such a great title, this book, The War of Art, because here's the thing. I this is a message, honestly, is for anyone who is up against resistance, and I would say a lot of people are, almost most of the world. Most people I've worked with on all different levels, including myself, are up against some kind of resistance. And basically what that means is, like, you have ideas of what you want to do. You know the things that you need to get there and the things that you need to do. But something stops you. This resistance, this heavy weight on your shoulders, this sort of feeling of it's not going to work, this feeling of a fear to put yourself out there, of rejection, of doing anything else other than that. You know how many times I've sat down at my desk last year to, like, let's say, do reach outs to people, yeah, while I'm building the current business that I got right now, and I would rather have a cup of coffee. I'd rather make food. I'd rather watch a YouTube video. I'd rather do anything. And who knows, that could be you right now. You could be watching this YouTube video when you know you should be doing something else. Keep watching this video though, but because it honestly will help you do it. But it's very important to stay aware of those things, to stay aware of the ways in which you are distracting yourself from the things that you really want to do. Now, sometimes there's a healthy amount of distraction, but there does come a point where, and he talks about that in this book, and he has a whole other book on this actually called Turning Pro. And basically what he talks about turning pro is when you decide to turn pro in the things that you're doing in your life's work, you have to make a few very, very critical decisions. One of them being that you are going to show up and you are going to do it despite the resistance. Now, one of the best ways I've found to do that, and it's something I'm working on right now, is how do you have more fun again? Because what sometimes happens, especially I see this with clients all the time, especially when they're doing their reach outs or they have something that they want to grow. My lips are getting chapped. It's this cold, I'm telling you. They have something that they want to grow, and I'm like, okay, well, go reach out to some people, see if they want it, or send the offer, or just put it out there, launch the ad, whatever the case may be. There is this underlying fear, and there is this thing that comes up, and it's this, like, feeling of, at least how it manifests for me, is you don't want to do it, it feels hopeless, it feels annoying, and you just, again, feel the resistance that I just described. Now, that is in direct antagonism, I would say, to fun, joy, play, because when you're having fun, when it's joy, when it's you're into it from the perspective where you can gamify, you're having fun, you're feeling good, you're feeling confident, you want to do this stuff. There's no, the resistance in that cannot live at the same time. And it is super, super important that if there's things that you want to do in your business, in your life, that you, A, become aware of the resistance in your head, the way in which this force is literally holding you back, and also you take very special attention to try and keep having fun. Have fun while you're making the content. Have fun while you're doing the reach outs. Enjoy the sales calls. Now, easier said than done sometimes, some days, while you hear the plane. But ultimately, it's the only thing that works. It's the only thing that's going to get you there. And the thought experiment you can do with yourself is, if I had everything that I wanted, if I had, everything was going right for me, how would I feel? One of my favorite lines is, how would I feel if everything was working out perfectly for me? I've been using that a lot lately. It's been helping. When you let that energy in, you will automatically, A, focus on what's most important, B, do it faster and have more fun, and C, see way better results with it. You know, so much of the time we stay in a creative project, we stay in a business relationship, we stay on an offer that is draining us and it's making us not feel good, and we're not showing up the way we want to. We're not doing the things that we want to do around it. And sometimes it's because of resistance and we just need to push through, but other times obviously it's maybe we need to pivot, maybe we need to change something up. Anything that you can do to change it up enough to have fun again, to bring joy back into the process, you know. And this happens at every level, honestly. Like, I just finished a feature film last year, something I thought I'd never do. It was super challenging, but I'm really glad I did it. And at one point I would have thought this would be like the pinnacle of my career, everything was amazing, but I still have the resistance. I still have the fear and the push back of doing certain things in my life, in my work. And so I just want this to encourage you and remind you, if you're listening to this, that it's okay to have fun, no matter what you need right now, no matter how much money you need right now, no matter how bad your relationship is right now, no matter how much is going wrong in your life. It is highly, highly important that you find the fun and the delight and the joy in what you're doing, because without that, it is so challenging. And I've experienced this on basically every level of my life and career, and it's something I've been reflecting on. You know, like I said to my wife the other day, I said, last year this time, we, between the two of us, we had a $30,000 plus month, and guess what? I was still stressed and still unhappy and still feeling like everything I was doing was for duty and for purpose and for pressure, and it's got to work, and it's got to be more clients, and it's got to sell, it's got to be more money, and what's going to happen if this doesn't work, and what's going to happen if that doesn't work. And guess what? That brought me to not a good place, you know. So if you find yourself approaching your work from that place, if you find yourself approaching your business from that place, if you find yourself with that kind of showing up in a way where resistance is taking over, because resistance can feel like that. It's not just like you're not hitting your desk. It's like you might be hitting the desk, but the thoughts are negative, the feelings are negative, the pressure's there, there's this weight on your shoulders, you don't know what to do, everything feels like it's not going to work out. That's resistance too. It's just coming in another door. So turn pro, enjoy it, do it for the game of what you're doing, and find that piece that loves it again. For instance, with reach outs, I tell my clients sometimes, I'm like, don't you want to talk to people? Don't you want to hear what they're up to? Don't you want to find out their problems? Don't you want to help them? We get so me in our heads. That's a whole other video. But my whole point with that is, you can have fun even when things are challenging. You can enjoy stuff even when it's not everything you want it to be, because that moves you faster, that moves you quicker, that increases your confidence in what you're doing, which then gives you more opportunities, you take more risk, anyway, all that stuff. So this is your call to commit to the fun again, commit to the joy, and let yourself delight in the process. All right, see you in another one.